Hello again. So, Baccarat gave me quite a scare yesterday in a slump which finally turned around thanks to pattern betting. Or maybe if pattern betting hadn't been in play, it wouldn't have happened in the first place. I don't know. There were certainly a couple of silly mistakes that I made along the way. I always have to own up to those. I make them in Baccarat, I make them at blackjack, I make them in real play. I think we all make mistakes. It's something that we try to avoid, but we certainly don't plan to make. It's all to do with the sort of stress, excitement, whatever that's a part of the whole betting process. I always think of it as playing rather than gambling, but that's just me, I guess. Anyway, off we go again. I'm back to setting the Wizards' bankroll as high as possible because it gives me a little bit of extra wiggle room. But I'm not averse to fleeing if a shoe gets really nasty. What I'm aiming for is 2 shoes per session now, because it's about the right length, and or at least it's about the right length if I stop talking. So why don't I do that? Bummer! Double for the push. Oh, that's very impressive. 51, second bet. Double down. Not so good. 3-4, third bet. We might be pulling back. We are pulling back. 7-4 on a minimum. I don't know. 7-4 it is. 3-4. I think that's going to work. Okay, back to the minimum. Another one. +1 for the win. Where's my natural? 51, second bet. 2-3, third bet. 5-3 and minimum. So we're on 5-3, back in the game. 8-6. Ugh. 14-15, third bet. Do I want to run away? That's the next question. Oh, bloody hell. Oh, that was cruel. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. That definitely deserved better. Okie dokie. Well, I'm not going to run away, simply because it's too much like hard work. So 14-15, I think that was a third. So we're now at 3-2, but minimum for now. Wouldn't you know it? 3-2 it is. Oh dear. When it gets nasty, it gets nasty, but the cards don't know the difference, right? Oh, that's just shitty. 9-10 now. Third bet. Oh, bloody hell. All right, as usual, when you split aces, it's a wash. I think that's just enough. 9-10. That's heavy duty, but pattern betting delivered, albeit by just one. But you know, one's enough. The dealer beats me by one more often than not. Let's face it. Anyway, okay. So back to the min. We did crash through the 1,000 barrier at well, about 5 minutes. So that's something. Add one for the win. Add one for the win. Repeat that. Double it. I think that deserved better myself. I think we'll just repeat it. God, this is hard work. Dear me. Was that enough? Let's see, we lost 75, we did 225. I think we have to repeat it. So that's going to be 2-3. It was 150, wasn't it? Yeah. So that's 2-3. Second bet. All right, out of trouble there. It's just about going for the streaks, you know. Just keep going for the streaks. Pull back in a nasty streak and press when you get the chance. Okay, double for the loss. Bugger. Double bugger. 2-3, I think. Third bet. It's one of them again. And what did we get before? A wash. What do we get this time? Alright, let's try that one and see if we do better. A little bit. Okay, 2,000 broken through at 750. And please don't tell me nobody would bet like this. You've got no choice. You want to win, you've got to bet like this. Don't want to win, don't. So that's me. 1, 2. Wouldn't you bloody well know it? 3-4, I think. Third bet. Good enough. Minimum. Yeah, please don't jump up and down if you catch me making a mistake, because I do it all the time. It's very boring, really. Well, I don't know about you, but I'm human. I think that's going to be 1-2. I just have that feeling in my water. Okay. Back to the minimum. Double for the loss. Repeat it. Uh, 51. Two, 3, third bet. 5-3, but minimum first. We're now on 6-3. Okay, so 6-3 it is. Back in the game. 6-3, bit of a push to push that up to a turnaround, so I think we'll stay with 6-3. Could have done with that. That's going to be 12-13. Not sure whether that's a third or not, so I'll just play it. So that's going to be 25. So 2.5, 3, but not yet. Okay, so now we're betting. Oh bloody hell! Now we're betting $3,000. Oh, flippin' heck! Didn't we have that before? Well, it's not going up, that's for sure. 5, 6. Heavy duty again. Alright, so we crashed 3,000 at 12 minutes. And back we go. See now, if this was Steve Will Lose It betting, he'd just keep on thumping away at 10,000. And I have no way of knowing whether this is positive or negative. I just, I can't track that sort of stuff. I could if I used my notebook. But I figure, well, I've got these videos and I can play them back whenever I want, and I can sort of turn them into Excel models and blah, 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 all verifiable by anybody who doubts me. I mean, there are actually people out there who still doubt me. Shocking. Add one for the win. Add one for the win. Add one for the win. That's a double, I think. Add one for the win, and that's as high as we go on a winning streak. Repeat it. Double it. Okay. I think that worked. Split those suckers. Ugh. Oh dear. What was that? Wasn't much out there. We only lost one. So we double it for the loss. That's another double. Okay, so now we're on 2-3, I think. Third bet. That's good. Okay, so 4,000 at 14 minutes. And just for the record, I do not have any control over the Wizards sim, nor do I want it. We're just adding ones now, aren't we? High as we go. Okay, repeat it. So that would be 3-4 third bet. I'd hope for better. Without the 4 it would have been a good hand. 7-4 but minimum. Now we're in the back in the circle with money. 7-4. 11-8. Ouch. That's not bad, is it? 3-4. But I get lucky, the dealer gets lucky, and it's about the same. It's 18, not good enough. 12, not good enough. 18, still not good enough, but there we go. Okay. So what did I say that was? Was it 3-4, so now we're on 7-8. That might do it. Alright, back to the minimum. Bugger. Okay, that's a repeat, isn't it? 51 second. Repeat it. Oh, show off. 1, 2. Nice. Talk about show off. Okay. 1, 2, so that's good. So back to the min. Another show-offy one. See what I mean about the fact that, flukes go both ways. It'd been nice if there'd been 10,000 on that, but can't win them all. Oh, I think that's 1, 2. Third bet. Oh, ooh. 3-2, but minimum. Okay, is that how it's going to be? 3-2. I don't even like to split those against an 8, Okay, so it's 4-2 now. I think we're going to be cheeky here and go up to 4-5. 9, 10, third bet. Oh boy. That didn't work so well, did it? 9, 10. So that's 3-2, but minimum for now. 3-2 it is. I think that works. Okay, so 6,018 minutes. See, it sort of like to lots of people it's going to look like really crazy play, but it isn't. It isn't. It's simply following the streaks, When it works, it's great. When it doesn't work, it's brown trouser time. Double for the loss. Yeah, I'd love to know what the relevance is of, that's a repeat, of counting, but I just haven't got to that yet, because that's a big job. Excuse me. Another fancy one. For big bucks. Add another one. Add another one. Add one more. Wowzer. Stay on that. And we stay on that. Sorry. Pardon me. Alright, we're going to eat that one because we'd done well on that winning streak, and we are not greedy. Okay, is it worth chasing the 25? Not really. Okay, so we lost the last bet. We won 6,625 in 20 minutes. I think that's pretty decent. I'm just going to print screen here. And then save it. For posterity. I think I might actually punch this into the model, because this one was interesting. It looked pretty nasty to me at times. So look for it, will you? Well, up to you. We're at 21 minutes. That seems 21. See you later. Okay then, so here we are. This is the most recent of my little forays into the Wizard of Oz blackjack sim, over which, as I keep saying, I have zero control and would not want it, because then it would be completely useless to me. What we have here, most embarrassingly, is the fact that I made a few silly mistakes, which actually ended up costing me, or costing Pattern Betting, a bigger win at the end of the day, because if you look at the dark green line on the chart to the left, sorry, to the right, I always seem to have trouble with that. You will see that the end is not as high as the highest point, but I've got to put up with that because it was my cock up, and that's the name of that tune. As Beretta used to say, murderous bastard that he is or was. Anyway, what I wanted to point out to you here is that there was negative expectation. I've put on the right hand side, got it right that time, a summary of the 6 different Wiz BJ sessions that I've had lately. And you can see that overall there was a 5.2% house edge, which is high, but was beaten. We managed to achieve, or Pattern Betting managed to achieve 17% of its total action, so a win of, to date, 76,000. It's in pounds here because that's how it is, all right? You know, I'm doing this in the UK, so played in dollars, paid in pounds. That's how it worked out. The indicated total expectation for that percentage of negative expectation would be a loss of 25,000, but we tripled that and turned it from minus into plus, so that's a good thing. One of the things, or something new that I've built into this particular model, is just allowing random betting with a spread of 1 to 10, which is high for most of the players that I look at. No point in trying to apply Steve will lose it's 10,000 a time or 5,000 a time or whatever, because flat betting just ain't going to make it. Random betting sometimes does, and you can see there what it looks like. And let's just run a few little recalcs here. And there it sort of pretty much matches matches Pattern Betting. There a bit less. There a terrible loss. You know, I could do this until the cows come home, but it does indicate that random betting is mostly doomed. I mean, not always. It would be wrong of me to say that random betting will always lose, but it will struggle. Um, I mean, you're seeing here numbers that, by and large, are pretty depressing for anybody who, like Brandon or Steve Will Lose It or Jason Bulkey or any of those other did I mention Brandon? I'm sure I did. Any of those other random betters, it's just not good news. Um, the house advantage at one point in this particular data set was really depressing. I got all the way down, as you can see from the red line here, got all the way down to very, very nasty territory. Um, in the other models that I've punched in, the highest was minus 18%. We had a couple of pluses; those are rare, but it does happen. But I just think it's valuable to look at this and just see that random betting is more dangerous than pattern betting. And yes, sometimes pattern betting gets into serious trouble in terms of exposure. But I mean, look at this particular one right here. Random betting loses 11,500. Its exposure is less than for pattern betting, but it still loses a vast amount of money compared to pattern betting's win of 4.3 thousand. So, I mean, you've got to draw your own conclusions from this. I mean, there was one where, hey, did better, far less exposure, but it's entirely dependent on just luck, happenstance, whatever. It's like Brandon. I mean, he just suddenly goes, I'm going to bet 300. Bup, bup, bup. No logic, no strategy, no particular, anything other than, I guess, going for the drama. So that's it. But yeah, and there it was nothing. I hadn't actually set the thing up there to colour the the cells. If it's nothing, it should be sort of blah. It should be grey and white or something like that. But it doesn't come up very often. But here you go. I mean, several different recalcs, and you don't see many times when random betting does better than pattern betting. And like I say, all you can do is draw your own conclusions. Just I hope accept my promise that I have nothing whatever to do with the Wizard's blackjack sim. I have no contact, no connection with the Wizard of Odds. I admire him as a very smart, very quirky individual. He really is quite strange, but then people tell me that I'm pretty weird too, so maybe we'd get along famously. I have no idea. But I do like his blackjack sim. I do not like his baccarat sim, not because it beats me, but because it has an unrealistically low bankroll. You really can't get by in baccarat with a 10,000 cutoff. And yes, I've managed to beat it anyway by just constantly replaying, going back, opening a new shoe, blah 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 blah. And all of those are available on the channel, or some of those are available on the channel. I don't put everything up because if I did, I mean, good God, I don't know how many hours it would be by now. A lot, a hell of a lot. But anyway, just for the fun of it, just another 5 of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Not great for random betting. I think we can all agree on that. But enough of that. See you next time. And if you stuck with me, thank you very much. Happy to have you. And I hope you get something out of this because I'm putting a lot into it, and I'm getting no cash reward out of it. But I am anxious to try and put at least a little bit of a dent, a scratch, into the disgusting amount of money that the casino business makes, basically by exploiting stupidity and exploiting desperation, hope, I don't know, whatever. But I think the casino business as a whole is a nasty bunch, because exploitation is the name of their game, and they really, really don't care what damage they do individually to their customers or societally. And of course they always say the same thing. Nobody is forcing these people to gamble. And of course, drug sellers say the same thing. I didn't have a gun to his or her head when he or she bought the drugs that killed him or her. Oh, I suppose now I have to say them. Good God. What a travesty. Anyway, that's it. I'm done. Next time. Bye.